All right, good afternoon. So for those of you who own Full On Football, the book, I talked to this morning when I did a quick play of Full On Football about some tweaks to the rules and a couple of tweaks. Really, no rules have changed. I did add a PAT check. I added a 2-point conversion check, and I wrote a 9-point bullet list as a refresher and I made I think what's simpler but a more attractive game board. For those who own the book, this is just an addendum of the tweaks that I've made. There will be no new book version, right? So this is just an addendum. There will be a big book coming, an actual hard copy big book coming of all of Dell's games. It'll all be in one book, kind of like my Big Country Time games. There'll be Dell's games. So golf, football, hockey, wrestling, tennis, they're all going to be in a book as well. So they'll all be updated with these addendums. But for those who own the book, there's no reason to wait or rebuy the book with a new version. This is it. So this hasn't changed. This chart is in the book. For those who own the book, you know this chart. But what I did was for ease. There was a great book review on Lulu and a very positive advice. Very, again, I have zero issue with criticism, and I love constructive criticism that actually helps us make a better product. And they mention that there should be kind of like a cheat sheet of the rules, handy or on that sheet. And I thought, half that sheet is wasted. It's like, that's perfect. So I just added a 9-point bullet of basically how to play the game, remembering how to play the game. So it just kind of tells you, remember, each team gets 3 turns per quarter, blah, blah. And, just walks you through reminders of the rules, right? Because the game is super abstract, very, very simple once you start dropping dice. But there's these moments where, because you're rolling literally one time per possession, you sometimes get caught, thinking, how did that happen? And you got to kind of put it together in your mind, which I like. It gets you thinking about the sport of football differently, which is one of the things I love about the way Dell's mind works, is he comes up with these things that seem so simple or counterintuitive, and the irony is they get you thinking differently about what you're doing. And I kind of appreciate it as a guy who's played so many football games in my life. It's nice. Point is, so that's here. So you don't have to wait and buy a new book. For those of you who drop $20 plus shipping and tax to buy our Full On Football, thank you very much. But don't feel like it's obsolete. It's not. We're not putting out a new book. But I did want to address some of the constructive criticism, and so I did that. I added the 9-point bullets, kind of describing how the game works. But then I also put in the book is a color filled. I did the best I could. I'm not an artist. I don't know. It's color and it works, but I'll be honest. I think it's kind of on the ugly side. Again, I'm not an artist. I did the best I could, but I decided, why don't I just simplify this to a black and white field, and you just move your coin or whatever, and it tells you right here what you score, just like Dell had in his original video. So Dell had an actual football field where it told you what you scored when you hit the end zone. But again, the minute I colorize this, it could be ugly for people when they print it out if they have poor color quality. So I thought I'll go black and white. Anyway, and then it also reminds you that Touchdown 6 now has a PAT confirmation roll. So this 6 is not automatically missing the PAT. You need to roll to confirm a PAT. And also there is a rule in the game now for a 2-point conversion attempt if you're playing in a league that would have 2-point conversions. So I thought I would make sure that was in here too. So anyway, it's free. Go grab it. If you own Full On Football, it's just going to be in a simple addendum for your book. You can print this out, fold it up, and slide it in your book, or print it out, set it in front of you. Technically, you could print this out and set it in front of you. You've got your drive chart with your rule cheat sheet, and you have your new field and your book. Everything in your book is still intact. All the seasons that are in that book, all the rated teams that are in that book, the rules are in that book. And you're not, again, no rules have changed. There's been a couple of additional things added and some clarifications. So I just wanted people to know, don't feel like you dropped $20 on the book and you now it's obsolete. It is not. So anyway, there it is, folks. Go grab it. And hopefully people are enjoying this very abstract football game. Again, if you want all the seasons and all the teams and all that, you will have to buy the book or wait and get Dell's big book, which will have all of Dell's games in it. And again, that way it's a better value. You know, if Dell's all of his game average 10 or 15 pages, and he's got 5 or 6 games in that book, we're looking at a 60-page book for $20. It's a much better value for you than getting a 20-page book for $20, right? Unfortunately, that's just the price that especially to make sure it's priced for every country fairly, right? Okay, anyway, long story short, hang in there. But this is here. Also, Dell has a course creation portion of his rules that aren't in the book. And what we're going to do is just put those here as a free addendum too. So if you want to make your own courses, there'll be a simple 1-page, 2-page course creation PDF here available free. Again, for those of you who bought the $3 ebook of golf, don't feel like you've wasted your money and you got to turn around and buy another version. No, we'll just put the addendum to the course creation 2-page whatever will be available here as well. All right, bye bye.